Well, good day, crafty chums, and I can't believe it's time for my January review already. I'm not sure I did one in December, but that's because I was in New Zealand, but I'm back on the boat now. So a lot of this is what I did in New Zealand in January, and I didn't get up to much really, because I don't have the equipment that I have here on the boat. I don't, you know, when you're travelling that, you just can't take it with you. So yeah, this little drawing I did in December, I don't know whether I showed you that, and then there was my little Christmas journal page, and so I think this was the first one in January there, which was a Happy New Year, and I had awful problems with it when I was doing it, but it actually turned out rather well. And it's got two pieces that I did. I did a this 3x3 Thrinchy, and then the actual journal page itself, and it turned out rather well. much better than I thought it was going to, and I thought I was going to have all kinds of problems with it. So I bought this really cheap little journal book, and the pages are very thin. So in the end what I did was I ended up sticking, I think, 3 or 4 pages together just to stiffen it up and that, and from then on it was okay. It was easier to work with once I'd stiffened up the papers. So that was the first journal page I did, and then this was the second journal page I did with the Kiwi stamps I bought. And it's not often you in New Zealand that you come across things like that, so I just had to go out and buy them all. Buy the complete set, and I did, and it was great and fab, and I've actually got them with me now, so totally awesome, mate. And so that was that page. This one stuck together here. I did a double page spread, and obviously it's all stuck together. And this was using some washi tape, the stamps, and a stencil, a Kiwi stencil that I got as well. And again, it's what I got to say is that using cheap products is great if you haven't got any money and you're just starting out. It's fabulous, but they don't work in the same way as the more expensive products do. And I don't care what anyone says, you know, if you have a little bit of money, just invest in a few good pieces and that, because you won't regret it. It's totally different working with good quality product, and you just get better pieces. Not all of my pieces are good, but honestly, it is more difficult to work with to get the cheaper things to work in the same way as the slightly more expensive ones. You know, even the glues. And I'm not sure whether it's because it was so hot in New Zealand or not, but even the glue, I had trouble with the glues, and it's the same, you know. It's and I just love Mod Podge. I mean, I really love Mod Podge. So I might have spoiled myself. It's not quite the same working with other things. You can make it the same, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. In my experience, it's just not the same. You don't get the same outcomes as you do, you know, when you use the cheaper stuff. So yeah, even this washi tape that I bought is just plastic. It was just plastic, and the paints just scrape off it. So, you know, it's like, man. Yeah, very frustrating doing that, but you know, but still a nice piece. Well, I like it anyway, but hey, it's my work, I like it. Then I did this one here, which where I've got the ink pads here. I bought some back with me. I didn't bring back everything. I left most of what I bought to my granddaughter in New Zealand, so that she can carry on, but I did bring some things back that was worth it, like these stamp sets and a couple of these ink pads, just because I don't have that many ink pads here. It's nice to have a little bit of variety. And so what I did was I just used the ink pads as stamping blocks and stamped it out on there, and then just with a stamp set that I bought as well, just stamped out and did a bit of doodling around it and that, and I think that came out good as well. So yeah, that's actually, out of all the pages I did, that actually is my favourite page, and it's probably the simplest page on there as well, the one that gave me less bother. And so yes, that was good. I've just popped this one in here. This is an index card that I've just finished, and inspired by Eileen, and not inspired by her work, but inspired by a post that she did where her husband bought her some a face mask to put on and use, and she put it on, and man, she almost ripped half her face off when she took it off. But the picture she posted first of all was just hilarious, and then she posted a video where she's going, you know, almost screaming in pain as she's pulling off this flipping face mask. So so I did an iCard in her honour, and I've called this lady here Eileen, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So so yeah, do those beauty treatment, girls. And so I've also I did 2 tags as well, and now I've put a bit of fluff on them. Didn't have any fluff to put on them in New Zealand, but I had some when I came back to the boat, so I've added to that. These are actually going off in a swap I'm doing. I'm not swapping the tags, I'm actually swapping these ATCs, and so I'm putting the little tags in there as well. And I've made these 2 ATCs. This is the New Zealand one. I haven't posted them yet, girls. It's I don't know why. I just haven't got round to it yet, but I will this week. Absolutely promise this week. So yeah, so the cheap products, you can see it's cheap paint, and you know, it just doesn't, it's sort of like the cheaper acrylic paints. I don't know how to explain it really, but it's like they're plasticized. And I can't think of any better way to describe it. They're really, really plastic, and they don't move or work in the same way as you know, the other acrylic paints you buy. So yeah, so the cheap stuff, although it's good when you're starting out, they're actually rather difficult to work with. And of course, and I did these stamps, but I didn't have any scissors to be able to, didn't have the right scissors or sharp enough scissors to be able to cut round the images, and because normally I would cut round them and cut up close to the stamped image, and you wouldn't be able to see this white backing on there. But it is what it is. And this one, with this one here, I struggled to cut this one out because the scissors were totally blunt. Totally blunt, wouldn't even cut the paper, so I ripped it. I thought, oh man, let's see, man, so I just ripped it because I couldn't find the other pair of scissors. They had a really sharp pair of scissors there and a blunt pair of scissors, and I could only find the blunt ones when I did those cards. So anyway, and then I just folded up some design paper just to make some little holders for those, and those will go out in swaps with a few other little bits and pieces as well, to make a little bit of happy mail. And they are going out this week, I swear, I promise. And so the last thing I did, I had quite a quiet time, of course, because I was visiting my grandchildren in New Zealand. So you know, it's like it's either craft or visit with the grandchildren. I'd travelled all the way back over there to visit the grandkids, so that's what I did, and I had a fantastic time. And not only did I, but my grandkids did too. So there you go. So, and this is the other page I did as well, and this is my journal page. This is the last journal page I've done, and I got to say, of course, it's home is where the heart is, because my heart is in New Zealand with my grandkids, basically. I love this page. I really, really love this page. See, So anyway, so there's that, and I had a couple of new stencils, and I'm loving my new stencils. Honestly, love them. So yeah, and it's good to be back with all my art stuff as well. But home is where the heart is, and yeah. But I really like that page. I like the colours on it. But I got to say, I didn't realise this when I first bought this book to use. When I first started using it, I was thinking it's too big, I don't know what to do. Well, I still don't know what to do with art journaling. It's very much hit and miss as to whether I get a good page or not a good page. But I tell you, after working small in this one here, I can tell you I prefer to work in the larger pages, honestly. Difference is chalk and cheese. It's chalk and cheese. This book here is 6.5 inches by just under 4 inches, so 6.5 by 4, and this one here is 11 3/4 by sort of like by 8, 11 3/4 by 8, so 12 by 8. You could say 12 by 8, and I much prefer this size. So I think on my journal pages, you know, although it's good when you're travelling to work in a small page, it's I think that's the first double page spread I've done, I think. And of course, and that's because it's small, so I did the double page spread. So yeah, maybe working small is good if you want to do a double page. Look, we're going down the tide and the boat's sort of gently going like this. I can see it moving. Quite often, if it's a gentle movement, I don't actually feel it. I don't know it's happening. And then I look in the camera and I see the picture moving and think, oh yeah, we are moving. And then I listen and I can actually hear the boat going down. So it's very funny because it pulls on the ropes, the lines as it goes down. So yeah. So I really like that. I like working in the larger books, but the smaller books, they have their place as well. And as I say, I did this one on December the 11th, so I actually started this book on December the 11th last year. And and yeah, the smaller books have their place, really good when you're travelling. But if you're stable and in one place, the larger books are just like so much more fun. You just have so much more opportunity on the page. So is that it? Yeah, I didn't actually get a lot of crafting done while I was away because I was spending more time being with my grandchildren. So yeah, so I enjoyed that, and so that's my January in review. I hope you're going to join in with February's competition on International Crafters. We've just had January's competition there and the winners announced. Well, I'm hoping by the time this video goes out, the winners will be announced in International Crafters group for January. And we have a February one, and I'm working on the videos as I'm doing this one. I'm working on the video for the next competition, what you have to do for the next competition. So I'm hoping that by the time you see this one, everything is out. And I really, really love you to come over to International Crafters and join in with the monthly competition that we hold there. It's a lot of fun. And we've only just started with that, and that started last month. And I'm hoping to host those competitions throughout this year. They're my baby. So if things don't happen, then, you know, it's my fault. The buck stops here, kiddo. Yeah, so yes, please come on over, join International Crafters and join the competitions. And the monthly competitions anyway, and I should do something, try and figure out something a little bit different to test out your crafting juices for the competitions, just to make it a bit of fun. And yeah, so I think that's all from me. I might start doing a weekly vlog. I'm not sure yet whether I will or whether I won't, because I do like a monthly vlog where I look over, you know, review my month, what I've done. So that's nice, but that's just a really crafty one. I thought maybe I'd just do a vlog. You might or might not be interested in my life on the boat, or to me that's boring, but some people think it's interesting. But hey, yeah, I mean, here we are, winter in the UK. It's blinking cold. We had storms going over, so it's blinking wet. While I was away in New Zealand, some of my stuff went mouldy, so I had to get rid of it. That's not fun. It's not fun coming back to mould, so, you know, it's like, man. But that's my life. Oh, anyway, so, yeah. So I'm not sure whether I'll do the vlog or not. I'm still thinking about it. If you'd like me to, then just leave a comment below, and yeah, if people say they want me to do it, then I'll do it. But whether the just the monthly one is okay, you know, it's just like, I know lots of my fellow crafty friends. Eileen does a weekly vlog, and and sometimes and I look at it and I think, no, sometimes I don't want to, and then other times I think, well, maybe that's a good idea, who knows. Anyway, I waffled on long enough. Look at that, 17 minutes talking about nothing. So maybe I'll do a vlog and then I can talk about nothing. Oh, shut up, Nikki. See you again soon. Bye.